The question is, create a file to hold some data separated as lines. Means in this program we have to create a file, and inside that file we have to store some data, and that data will be separated as lines. This is a complete code. Means first we will create file object. The name of file object is what? File out. After that, assignment operator, then open function. Open is a built-in function, and inside open function we will provide the path name or file name. Here we are creating a file, that is why we will write here the file name. The name of the file is what? student1.txt in double quotation, comma, after that w. Why w? W is a mode. Here we have to create a file, that is why we have written w as mode. In next line we will use for loop. As we know that for is a counting loop, so for, after that I is a variable in range, and inside range is a function, and inside range we have given 5. Means we want to print 5 student name. So at last colon is there. Colon indicate what? It is a compound statement. What is the meaning of compound statement? Sometimes some group of statement is a part of some statement or function, is known as block statement or compound statement. So for is a compound statement. So in next line we have to leave the space. This space is known as indentation. 4 blank space is equal to indentation. After that, in this program we have to accept input from user. Means in this program we will accept input from user as student name. So we will create an object. The name of object will be name. After that, assignment operator, then input. After that, in parentheses we will write in double quotation, enter name of students, then parenthesis close. Here we are accepting input in the form of string. That is why we are not using here int and float. Means we are not performing typecasting. We will simply write input. As we know that input function by default return in string form, and here we need string. That is why no typecasting is done here. After that, in next line, means in this line, file out is the name of file object dot write. Means we have to write inside the file. So we will use write function, and inside write function we will write name. Why name? Because name is a variable which is storing the name of the student which is accepted from the user. In next line, file out dot write function, and in parentheses of write we will write backslash n. Why backslash n? Because we want to print all the name in separated line, not in one line. If we will not use backslash n, then all the name will come in a single line. But in this program we have to print all the name in separated line. That is why we are using backslash n. After that, we will close the file. Means file object name dot close function. So we will close the file. So we will get output like this. All the name in separate line. You can see here there are total 5 names. All are coming in separate line. When the program will execute, it will look like this. Means it will accept input from user like this. Enter name of student, total 5 times. Total 5 student name is there. See here. And this is the output screen. We will get all 5 names in separate line. Next program, create a file with some name separated by new line characters without using write function. means we have to create a file that will store some name, and that will be separated by new line character, means \n. But in this program we will not use write function. So this is the program. First file object will be created, after that assignment operator, then we will use open function, and inside open function we will write the file name. File name is what? student3.txt. After that comma, then w, means mode, means here we are creating a file, that is why we are providing here file name, not the path. And in mode we will write w. In next line, see here, list1 is the name of variable, means a variable is created, after then assignment operator is there, then this square bracket, this represent what? List. So this is empty list, we can simply call this empty list. In next line we will use for loop. For is a counting loop, so for I is a variable in range, we are giving the range 5 because we want to print 5 student name. And at last colon. Colon indicate that it is a compound statement, means block statement. It will contain some statement present inside it. So in next line we have to leave the blank space. This blank space is known as indentation. In this program we have to accept the input from the user, that is why we have to create one more variable. The name of variable is what? Name. After that assignment operator, then input function. We accept input with the help of input function. Here we are accepting input in the form of string, that is why no typecasting is done. When we will use input, means when we will use int or float function with input function, then typecasting is done. But we are not using the typecasting format, means we are not using what? Int and float. We are accepting input in the form of string, and we know that by default input return in the form of string, so no typecasting is done. In next line we are writing the variable name list1 dot append. After that, in parenthesis of append we are writing name. Name is a variable which is storing the input which is accepted from the user. This one, this name, plus \n, means we want to print the name in separate line, not in one line. So we will use list1 as a variable at the beginning, then append method, and inside append method we will write name plus \n. Why we are using append? Because we want to add data inside the file. Okay, means we want to add data inside the file total 5 times, so one after another. So we will use append. If we will not use append, then the previous data will be removed or updated. So we need previous plus new data also. That is why we will use append method. And append method add data from the last data or content which is present inside the file. Means it will not remove the previous data. It will start printing or storing from the previous data. So we will use append method, and inside append method we will write what? Name. Name is a variable which is storing the input which is accepted from the user, plus \n, so that it will print in separate line. After that we will write file object. File object is a name of file out. File out is the name of file object or file handle. Then dot write lines is a name of method, and inside this we are writing what? List 1. Means we want to write the name in the file, so we will write lines, and inside the parenthesis of write lines we will write what? List 1. List 1 is storing the result, that is why we are writing list 1. What is the difference between write method and write line method? Write method takes string as argument and write it as whole into file. So we can say that write string to a file. When we are using write method, means write string to a file. But when we are using write lines method, means it take list of string as argument. Means it will write all string in list. That is why we are taking here what? Write lines. And at last we will take file object, means file out dot close. So when this program will execute, we will get output like this. Means total 5 name of student in separate line, not in one line. And in this way it will accept input from user. Enter name of student total 5 times. So write method write string to a file, but write lines method write all string in list. Next program, see here. Write a program to get roll number, numbers, names and marks of the student of a class, get from user, and store these details in a file called marks.date. Means in this program we have to accept roll numbers, names and marks of a student of a class from user and store this data inside a file. The name of file is what? Marks.date. So this is a program. First one variable is created. The name of variable is what? Count. After that assignment operator, then input. Int input. Input is a, see here, input is a function, and after that see here input. Int and input both are function. And inside input we have written a message that how many students are there in class, and then double bracket will close. Why? Because here two function are used, int and input. So in first line we are creating one variable. The name of variable is what? Count. Then assignment operator, then we are using int function and input function to accept input in the form of integer. That is why here typecasting is done. Here we are using int with input function, means typecasting is done. And in this one message is there, what? How many students are there in class. At last double bracket double parenthesis will be closed. Means here user want to know how many time how many student detail want to store in the particular file. The name of file is what? Marks.date. So from this line it will accept the number, means 3, 4, 5, and according to that it will accept roll number, name and marks of a student. So here it is accepting the number of student, how many student. After that file out. File out is the name of file object, then assignment operator, then open function, and inside open function we have written what? Marks.date. This is the name of file. After that comma, then W is a mode, means we want to add data, means we will write data. So we are writing mode here W. After that we will use for loop. For I is a variable in range count. Okay, count means how many student detail you want to print. Here we are accepting in first line we are accepting how many student detail you want to print. So count is a variable and it is storing the answer of the or the reply of the programmer or the user. Means it if it is providing 4, 3, 2 student detail, it will print. So we are writing count inside the range function. After that colon. Colon indicate what? It is a compound statement. So in next line we have to leave the blank space. This all known as indented statement, because indented space are there at the beginning. That is why it is known as indented statement. So see here, print enter details of student. This is message, it will print on the output screen, comma, then I+1, comma, below. This will print on the screen. Here I+1 indicate what? At the beginning the value of I is 0. So 0 plus 1 means 1. So we will get on the output screen what? Enter details of student 1 below. In next, roll number. Roll NO is a variable created to store the roll number which is accepted from the user. So roll NO. Assignment operator, then int. Input message is there what? Roll NO. As we know that Python is a case sensitive, means it will treat upper alphabet and lower alphabet differently, means capital A and small a differently. So see here small r is written, here capital R is written. In next line one more variable is created, name, then assignment operator, then input, and inside input message is what? Name in double quotation. So it will print on output screen. In name no typecasting is done because input function return by default string. That is why no typecasting is done. Then marks. One more variable is created, marks. Means in this program we have to accept roll number, name and marks from the user and store it inside the file. The name of file is what? marks.date. This is the name of file, marks.date. So we have to accept all these three and store inside this file. So marks is here what? Variable, then assignment operator, then float, then input, and one message is there what? Marks. So here typecasting is done. Marks can be in decimal, means it in point. That is why we have taken here float. In next line one more variable is created what? REC, means record. In short we have written REC. You can write anything. This is variable name. Okay. Then assignment operator, then str. Inside str we have written what? Roll number. Str is a function. This function will return the string version of the given object. That is why we have written roll number inside str parentheses. Then plus is there, then in double quotation comma is there. It will print on the output screen. After that plus, name plus is there. After that see here comma is there in double quotation, so comma will print on the output screen. Name is there, so name is a variable. The value is stored inside, it will print on the output screen. It is in form of string. Roll number is form of integer, but we are converting it into string by using str function. After that plus is there. Again we are using str function, and inside parentheses we have written marks. So string function str function will return the string version of the given object. After that plus, then backslash n. In next line, file out means the file object name dot write. Write is the name of method, and inside this method or function rec is given. Why? Because this is storing the complete detail. That is why in write method we have written rec in the parentheses, and at last we will close the file, means file out dot close. So in this program we have to accept roll number, name and marks of a student of a class from user and store this detail in the file. The name of file is what? marks.date. So here we are accepting, first we will accept the number of student, how many student detail you want to print on the output screen. After getting that, we will put that number inside the range parentheses, means we are taking count variable and putting it inside the range variable. Means if user is providing 2, we will print 2 student detail. If user is providing 5, then we will print 5 student details. All this will be accepted from the user, and at last we will print, and we are using str function to convert it into string form. Means this function will return the string version of given object. Here object is given as roll number, marks, and after that we will write. So we will take file object, means file out dot write the name of function, and inside this function we will write rec, because rec means it is a variable which is storing the complete detail. Okay, means we are using plus symbol here, means all the detail will come together in one complete line, and at last we will close the program with file object dot close function. Means see here like this. First, how many students are there in class? User is providing 3, means 3 student detail will print. So enter detail of student, means I plus 1. So we will get what? 1. Below all the detail, means roll number, name and marks. All these are accepted from the user. In next line, see here, enter detail of student 2. How 2 is coming? Means I, at the beginning the value of I was 0. So 0 plus 1 we were getting 1. Second time the value of I will change to 1, means 1 plus 1 we will get 2. So roll number, name and marks. And after in third, enter details of student 3, means 2 plus 1. I is becoming 2 plus 1. So third below, student third below. So roll number, name and marks. In this way it will accept input from the user, and we will get output like this. 12 means the roll number, name and marks. If you carefully notice, we have created comma separated value in one student record while writing in file. So we can say that file created in program 5.4 is in CSV, means comma separated value format, or it is a delimited file where comma is delimiter. This one here, comma is there, means after roll number comma is there, after name comma is there, then percentage. So this is which format? CSV, means comma separated value. Next program, see here. Write a program to add 2 more students detail to a file created in program. Previously we have created a file and storing 3 student detail like roll number, name and marks. So Now in this program we have to create a program to add two detail, means previously 3 student detail was there, we have to add 2 more student detail inside same file. So the program is like this. File object means file out, assignment operator open, then marks dot date, this is the name of file, and you can see here append is there, means the mode is what, append. In short we write a, means we want previous details also, means previous content, means 3 student detail plus 2 more student, so we are using what, a, means append. If we will use w, then it will overwrite the previous detail or content which is stored inside the file. So we want previous plus new detail, so we will use a as mode. After that we will use for loop. I is the name of variable in range 2, means we want to add 2 more student, that is why in range function inside parenthesis we have written 2, and at last colon. Colon indicate what, it is a compound statement, so we will leave the space. The full process is same. See here, print statement is there, means inside print statement the message is what, enter detail of students. This will print on the output screen. Why? Because it is in double quotation, then comma, after that I plus 1, then comma, below is there roll number equal to int input roll number. This message will print on the output screen, means here roll number is accepted from the user, then name is one more variable which is created, it will accept name from the user, and third one is marks. It will, marks is a name of variable which is created, it will store the marks which is provided by the user, this one. And after that one more variable is created, what, rec, and it will store all this detail, means str. Str is a function, it will return string version of the given object. Here object is what, roll number we are providing. After that plus operator is there, means it all will come in one single line. After that double quotation, comma is in double quotation, so comma will print on the output screen, then plus name plus, then again comma is in double quotation. See here, name is already string, that is why we will not use str function here. Again the object is here what, marks, so it will return the string form of this object marks, so we will use str function here, plus backslash n. In this line we will write it on the file, that is why we will use file object name. The file object name is what, file out dot write, inside right parenthesis we will write what, rec, because rec is storing the complete detail, that is why we will write rec, and at last we will close the program. So file out means the file object name dot close method. So in this way it will accept input from user like this, enter detail of student 1 below. So we will provide roll number 17, name this, and after that marks 78.9. Again enter detail of student 2, roll number, name and marks, like this. It will accept input from user, and on the output screen we will see this output, roll number, name and marks in one single line. One more program is there. See here, write a program to display the contents of file marks.date created through program 5.3 and 5.4. Means now in this program we don't have to create a file. The file is already created in the program number 5.3 and 5.4. We have to display the content which are present inside the file. The name of file is what, marks.date. So we will display. So for this we will write the file object name, what, file inp. After that assignment operator, then we will write open. After that we will write here the file name. The file name is what, marks.date. Here we will write r. Why? Because we want to read the content of this file, that is why the mode is what, r. In next line we will write while loop. While is a conditional loop, so while, then variable name what, str, then colon indicate what, it is a compound statement, so we will leave the blank space here. So str assignment operator, after that what, see here, file inp, this is file object name dot read line is there, and after that see here in next line we will write print statement. Read line perform what, it will read one line at a time. So in next line we will write print, and inside the parenthesis of print we will write str. Why? Because str is a variable which is storing all the complete detail. That is why we will write str inside the parenthesis. And in next means in last line we will simply write what, file inp. It is a file object name, then dot close. Like this we will close the file. As we know that while is a conditional loop, means what we are writing here, while str, this is an variable name, after that colon, again we are writing str assignment operator file object name dot read line. We know that read line method read one complete line at a time, and all these are stored inside str. So inside print statement we will write str. If str is coming, then it will print on the output screen, and at last we will close the program with the help of file inp, the file object name dot close method. So we will get output like this. Next, the flush function. When you write onto a file using any of the write functions, Python hold everything to write in the file in buffer and pushes it onto actual file on storage device later on. If however you want to force Python to write the content of buffer on the storage, you can use flush function. Means whenever we want to write onto a file using any of the write function like write or write lines, then Python will hold everything that will write in file in buffer and pushes it into actual storage device later on. Means first it will store in buffer and later on it will moved or shifted to the storage device. But if we want Python to write the content of buffer onto storage, we can use flush function. So flush function is mainly used to move the content from buffer to actual file storage. The syntax of flush function is like this. We will simply write file object, then dot, then flush. This is the syntax. See here. We are writing all this line, and at last we will use f flush with the statement the strings written so far. Example, the output is and my work status is have been pushed on to actual file on disk. See in this example, f is what? File object, after that assignment operator, then open, then out.log is the name of file, and after that comma is there, and w plus indicate what? Write and read both. In next line we will write, so we are using what? File object dot write, and inside write parenthesis we are writing the output is \n like this. Again we are writing f dot write, inside this parenthesis we are writing what? My in double quotation plus work status in double quotation plus is like this, and after that we will use f flush. So this and this will shift from buffer to main storage. That is why we use file. See here, flush function. The flush function forces the writing of data on disk till pending in output buffer. Or we can use flush function before close function. Means first we will write all the program, means all the line of the program. In second last line we can write flush function, and after that close. If we will use flush function, it ensures that whatever is held in output buffer is read onto actual file or disk. That is why we use flush function. And this is the main work of flush function also, that flush function ensure that whatever is held in output buffer is written onto actual file or disk. Next, removing white space after reading from file. The read and readline function discussed above read data from file and return it in string form, and readline function return the entire file content in list where each line is in one item of the list. Means we were using what, all these function, read, readline and read lines. So read and readline returns in the form of string, but read lines return the entire string in the form of list. Read and readline return in string, but readline function return the entire file content in a list form where each line is in the form of item of list. All this read function also read the leading and trailing white spaces or tab or new line character. If you want to remove any of this trailing and leading white space, we have to use strip method or function. Means if you want to remove the trailing white space, \n or tab character, then we will use which function? Strip function we will use. And two more form of strip function are there, L strip and R strip. This is R strip, L strip, and this is strip. See this, the strip removes the given character from both end. Means whenever we are writing strip function, it will remove the given character from both end, means right and left. Second one, R strip. R strip what? It removes the given character from trailing end, means right end. Third, L strip removes the given character from leading end, means left end. And this is the example of strip function, where in this example we are using R strip. R strip will remove from right end. Here we are using L strip, means it will remove from left end. These are 4 steps of Python files. See here. First, determines the type of file. Under this step, you need to determine whether you need to open the file for reading purpose, input type uses, or writing purpose, output type of uses. If the data is to be brought in form of file to memory, then the file must be opened in a mode that support reading such as R or R+, etc. Similarly, if the data after some processing is to send from memory to file, the file must be open in mode that support writing. Mode support what? W, W+, or A. All these are, means first we have to determine the type of file usage. Means for what purpose we are opening the file, for reading purpose or for writing purpose. So first is what, determine the type of file uses. Second one, open all the file and assign it reference to a file object or file handle. Next step means what, you need to open the file using open function. Means we have to open the file if you have to perform any task like read, write or append in a file. So we have to first open the file with the help of open. Open is a built-in function, and assign it to file handle or file object on which the file operation will be performed. Just remember to open the file in file mode you decide in step 1. Means we will write open function, and that open function will assign with means a variable, the name of variable what we will say in file handling, file object or file handle. And third is what, now process as required. As per the situation, you need to write instruction to process the file as desired. For example, you might need to open the file and read it one line at a time while making some computation and so on. This is process. And last is what, close the file. This is very important step, especially if you have opened the file in write mode. This is because sometimes the last lap of data remains in buffer and it is not pushed onto disk until a close operation is performed. So we have to use close function. So all these are 4 steps important in file handling. First we have to determine the type of file uses, means for what purpose we are opening the file, for reading or writing. Then we have to use open function, and we have to assign file object or file handle with the open function. And after that, in third step, we will process, means for what processing we will perform inside the file. And at last we have to close the file. If we will not close the file, means the data will remain in buffer, it will not move to disk. So it is compulsory to use close function. One assignment is given below, you have to solve. It contains total 5 questions. Question number 1, write a Python program to hold some data separated as lines. Question number 2, write a Python program to get ID number, name and age of employees of a company, get from user, and store these details in file called emp.date. Means in this program you have to accept input in the form of ID number, name and age of employees of a company. This all we have to accept from the user, and we have to store this in the file name. The name of file is what, emp.date. Question number 3, explain flush function. Question number 4, explain rstrip, lstrip and strip. Question number 5, write a Python program to create a file to hold some data. Means in question number 4 we have to explain why we use rstrip, why we use lstrip and why we use strip. Thank you.